Hey everyone, and welcome back to Cloud Hero with Alan. This is episode 13, and today we are diving into AWS databases and their security features. As I prepare for my AWS Cloud Security certification, I have realized that the best way to learn this material is to connect it with everyday life. So, in this episode, we will break down RDS, DynamoDB, and Aurora using simple examples to make it all retainable. Let's jump in. Let's start with Amazon RDS, Relational Database Service. Basically, it takes the heavy lifting off your plate. Things like backups, patching, and scaling are handled automatically. RDS supports engines like MySQL and PostgreSQL. I've seen those names multiple times before, but honestly, I had no idea of what they did until I started reading about them. MySQL is one of the most commonly used open source databases out there. Many websites and applications run on it because it is faster, reliable, and simple to use. Think of it like the everyday car that works. PostgreSQL, on the other hand, is also an open source, but it is known for being more powerful and flexible. People choose it when they need advanced feature or want to handle really complex data. So think of it like the high-tech version of a car with all the upgrades. So, no matter which engine you use, RDS takes care of security for you. It encrypts your data at rest using AWS KMS and protects it in transit with SSL and TLS, and lets you manage access through IAM and keeps everything isolated inside your VPC. Think about your bank's mobile app for a second. When you log in to see your balance, that data comes from a database. RDS can run that kind of database using encryption to keep your information safe in transit, and VPC isolation to make sure only the bank's application can connect to it. Now let's talk about AWS DynamoDB. Imagine that you are building an application that needs to handle a lot of data, like user profiles, chat messages, or game scores, and you want it to be fast without worrying about managing servers. That is where DynamoDB comes in. It is AWS NoSQL database that is completely serverless, super quick, and scales automatically as your application grows. AWS keeps your data secure, meaning it is encrypted automatically. All you need to do is to control access with IAM and CloudTrail logs everything so you can track what's going on. Let's make this real for a second. Here's a quick example to show how DynamoDB works in everyday life. Think about ordering food on DoorDash or Uber Eats, for example. Every time you add something to your credit or debit card, like fries or a drink, that information gets saved right away in a database. DynamoDB handles that kind of information really well. It is super fast and can handle millions of orders at once and keeps your order separated from everyone else's. Last but not least, Aurora. Think of Aurora as Amazon's supercharged version of MySQL and PostgreSQL. It runs faster and it is reliable and takes care of the heavy lifting for you. With Aurora, your data is fully protected, available, and encrypted by default. Your logins are secure with IAM, and your databases automatically keeps copies of your data across multiple availability zones. So even if one zone goes down, your information stays safe and accessible. Think about Netflix. When you hit play, there's a database tracking your account, what you've been watching, and your recommendations. Aurora is built for that kind of speed and reliability, always up and always secure. So the connection here is Netflix represents the type of workload, and Aurora is the technology making the workload fast, reliable, and secure. And again, we're just learning here, and I'm trying to get new tricks to remember all this stuff. Thanks for tuning in into Cloud Hero with Alan, episode 13. In our next episode, we will dive into identity federation and single sign-on in AWS. Until then, remember, I'm on this learning journey right alongside you, and together we are becoming cloud heroes. Stay tuned.